Welcome to this midweek devotional, where we will be bringing you songs that reflect justice and peace on our Wednesdays during Lent. The song that I have selected will not be found in your hymnal, nor among the great spirituals, though it resembles one. It is a song that was written and first sung far before I was born. The singer, Pete Seeger. Now, he became familiar to me when I was a small child, and my dad, who was sort of a vagabond and had a great love for music, played his 8-track tape in our van as we traveled across the country seeking a better life. The group, the Weavers, featured Pete Seeger, Lee Hayes, Ronnie Gilbert, and Fred Hellman. And they were formed in 1949 in New York City and have been since named one of the most influential early American folk revivalist groups, as well as one of the most commercially successful. But not at first. In the 1950s, the group was blacklisted. Yes, blacklisted because of their radical political ideas. Unfortunately, this band was forced to disband because no one would play their music, because they were targeted as a commie group for their use of the words peace and freedom. The Weavers never got to perform the song in public. However, their music was picked up by a more popular group called Peter, Paul, and Mary, note the biblical names, in 1962, and soon it became wildly popular. The song, If I Had a Hammer. It contains a powerful message, says Seeger himself, a message that tells us that we have the tools against injustice, and with their use of them, we are going to succeed. If I Had a Hammer is based on a verse taken from Jeremiah 23:29. And it comes after God promises restoration of Israel after they return from exile. The Lord encourages the prophets of the day to speak his word faithfully and warns those that misuse the Lord's word, well, they will feel justice like a fire to purify, and God's word will fall like a hammer that breaks a rock into pieces. Now, Seeger describes this song as a spiritual because it speaks to overcoming earthly injustice with the tools of God, using them to fight the powers that seek to destroy. If we had a hammer, then we will hammer out danger, but also will hammer out love between brother and sisters in this land. If we have a bell of freedom, then we could ring it out for all of God's people who feel captive. If we have songs of love, then there will be love among God's people. The song speaks in the opening verses to what is possible if. But notice the way that the song finishes. The lyrics state that the songwriter already has all that he needs. He has a hammer of justice. He has a bell of freedom, and he has a song of love. We have already been given the word of the Lord. That is all in which we need. And when it is faithfully obeyed and followed, there will be justice, there will be freedom, and there will be love. I have to tell you that this song is no commie song. Song is the message of Christ to us and for us. Jesus became that hammer of justice, the bell of freedom, and the song of love to overcome the powers that seek to kill and destroy. On Golgotha, Jesus was hammered to a cross of wood to justify all who were unrighteous. The bells of freedom rang when the tomb was found empty, securing the promise of our release of captivity from death. The song of love is sung when people declare God's gospel message all over the land. The message of justice, freedom, and love has always been controversial and perhaps always will be, But then again, no matter how hard it is, what the political climate is, who the leader is in office, we are called to follow Jesus, to speak out, sing out God's message of love and grace for all. Now, other Pete Seeger songs you may already know could be This Land Is Your Land. I'm sure you remember that one. Where Have All the Flowers Gone? And We Shall Overcome. They are radical songs in their own way as well. But we do have to remember that it is Jesus who first brought that radical message of God's love to us. Enjoy this song, If I Had a Hammer, written by Lee Hayes and sung by Pete Seeger. But it is performed here for you today by Peter, Paul, and Mary. God bless.